the McCoy. And thank you for marrying me. I used to be a babe, so thanks for taking me.
And once real quick for the dinner, before I'm sure we'll get lots of thank yous after that, but amazing food for all of the staff. So, in a few minutes, there'll be slides on that screen, so can everybody see that? Yeah, and you can hear me? All right. Well, yeah, no, you gotta put up with me for a few seconds first. So, Kevin's been real nice to me this week, and he picked up some gear down in Seattle, some fishing stuff and everything, and gave me some advice about mechanic stuff, and I thought, well, Kevin's a nice guy, and then I thought, oh, Kevin knows that I'm gonna get up here at this point, and he was trying to butter me up, and so I'd go easy on him, fat chance. But then I thought, and even, see what my voice does? Even when Carol first asked me this, Kevin is genuinely the nicest, sweetest guy I know. And this is his 50th birthday. It's a huge milestone. And, is he really somebody you want to roast and make fun of? Or should this be more about, celebrating his life and applauding his great accomplishments and, talking about the wonderful things. I mean, look at this property. I mean, all these great things he's done. And then I thought, okay, we'll just do a toast like that, a real kiss kind of thing. And then I remembered about a month ago, Kevin and I were out on a dive trip, and Kevin flooded my dry suit in 46-degree water. And it would have been fine if he was wearing it, but I was wearing it. And so I had to spend the entire dive soaked in water the temperature of penguin piss. And I was very uncomfortable, so then I thought, nah, let's toast him. Yeah, let's roast him.
You should picture at Kevin's face, right?
But it's still hard, because I mean, look at that baby face. I mean, he's 50 years, I mean, I'm the same age, but I've got all these wrinkles and these bags under my eyes, and his face looks like the Gerber baby's ass. It's true, those rosy cheeks? It's diaper rash. But of course it makes sense, because he's been alive for 50 years, but he's only been awake for 20 of them. So that's only one sleepy joke. That's fine, right? So, Miles and Llewellyn are here, and thank God for Llewellyn, who sent me a bunch of pictures from the McCoy vault. And so you'll see them in a few seconds. And I don't know, I mean, what do you guys think? Your baby boy is 50 years old? What does that make you feel? I mean, Miles knows. Miles has been around a little while. The one boat accident Miles ever had wasn't his fault. He just happened to be on a leeward tack when Moses was parting the Red Sea. His boat hit the beach. So, you've all heard the stories about, you think you've heard the stories about Kevin and Yelena when they were born and running the boats back and forth and everything. But in Kevin's part, that's not true. And now that he's 50, they figure they can tell him the truth, and they're sold, they don't give a shit anymore. So, the truth is, Kevin, and I hope this doesn't hurt, but Miles pulled you up in a crab pot. And anybody who's ever seen Miles' crab pot knows that that's true, because he could fit an entire romper room of babies inside the crab pot. So they... So then they had a choice to make. Do they raise him as their own, or do they bury him in the garden with the starfish? So they wound up raising him, and I guess crab became a theme because to hear Kevin tell it, they fed him crab 3 times a day, 365 days a year. Is that true? Wow. They had
clams,
crab and cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving, honey glazed crab with pineapple slices for Easter. Every birthday they put candles in crab cakes. And so when Kevin finally went away to school and started looking for love in all the wrong places, he had to go to the doctor, and the guy said, "Well, you got crabs." And Kevin said, "Well, no kidding, my parents gave them to me all the time back home." And that's when social services got called. So then, after wasting a lot of his young life on fast cars and slow women, Kevin went and had the haircut of infamy. He walked into the hair salon and met Miss Banger. And he fell freshly cut head over heels for her, obviously. He was infatuated. And he used to go back all the time. And he went back so often, his hair got so short she wouldn't cut it anymore. So then he would just go back twice a week for a bikini wax. And that's when she knew she really had something special. And, but of course, Carol is the best thing that ever happened in Kevin's life. Or at least that's what she keeps telling him. And as his wife, you know, she'll be the first one to notice any of those signs and symptoms of turning 50 and middle age. You know, middle age can be hard on a man's sex life, or not, as it is. And, you know, and sometimes it's nothing to do physically, it's more like boredom, and some couples have to do things to kind of spice things up. And if you look back in that back room there in their bedroom now, you'll see a pole. And this became trendy for a while. Usually, though, it's a stripper pole for the girl. This is a fireman's pole. And so what Kevin does is all he wears is his fireman's hat and rubber boots, and he comes sliding down the pole and says, "Hi, ma'am, I heard you got something burning. Anything I can do with this hose?" And in case she's not in the mood, he brings the jaws of life. So. Come on, look at him. Kevin's not going to have those problems for months. So. Kevin's actually in very good shape, as anyone who's had to wrestle a drunken Kevin for an iPod can tell you. He's still strong. You know, some people when they get drunk, they think they're fighters. Some people think they're singers. Kevin thinks he's a DJ. And so we've wrestled for iPods. And the thing is, even if he wins and gets it, he still can't use it. He still can't operate it. Kevin has some technological issues. You know, he's definitely on he's got a head start on a lot of this as far as the old manny kind of stuff. He couldn't operate a remote control when he was 30, so I don't know what he's going to do at 7. You know how you can tell when Kevin is programming the DVR? The garage doors go up and down. A bunch of us, and this is true, a bunch of us came over here for a Super Bowl party a couple of years ago, and Kevin was in charge of programming everything at the DVR. Watching it anytime we want. So It's about an hour after the game started. But no problem, here we go, we can watch. So we all got treated to a marathon of Duck Dynasty. And I had never seen it. I had no idea. I thought it was the guys from ZZ Top redoing the movie Deliverance. I had no idea what was going on. Carol just kept saying, well, they're millionaires. They're millionaires. Thanks, Obama. No, but other than being technologically challenged, Kevin is a supremely talented guy. You'll know he's a brilliant mechanic. He's an artist with a chainsaw. He can handle an excavator better than I can handle a fork. Well, a little bit better than I can handle a fork. And actually, he's also a mechanical innovator.
You can put out a fire.
No heckling. Beyond being an innovator, he's also an inventor. He actually, and some of you know this, he invented a quick release system for getting your boat off a trailer.
Jesus, Bob!
He's working on a few tweaks on that now, so next time it'll launch in the water instead of on the open road. Kevin, he grew up on the water, and he's very much into boating, and he's certainly, since I moved out here, he taught me a lot about local fishing and crabbing and prawning, and especially about the rules and regulations, like the fact that if you're born here, there's whole different limits. Apparently it's doubled or something like that. And also, if you ever see a boat with a big stripe on it or a blue light, then it's all catch and release. Alright, I know.
Okay.
But look, come on, look at Kevin. He's also still not only in good shape, he's still a good-looking guy.
Yeah!
In fact, you may not know this, but he's actually done a little modeling. He's a very famous wood carver. Asked Kevin to pose. He was doing a wooden Indian. And that's another sleepy joke, Kevin. So we have to do a few of them. So Kevin, of course, is famed for his sleeping. You've all been there at parties, whether it's in a house or a restaurant, and suddenly, boom, Kevin goes out like he's a volunteer at a hypnotist show. And he's gone, and some people, and fine, he's tired, he gets up early, that could happen to any of us. But a lot of people might go to a back room or a bedroom or a couch or something, not Kevin. He doesn't want to miss anything, even when he's unconscious. So he'll stay right there. Some people are the life of the party. Some people love to be the center of attention. Kevin just wants to be the centerpiece. Centerpiece of the party. The centerpiece. I like that, centerpiece. But you do know that the skill set that he has somehow developed, and I'm not sure whether Miles and Well knows, when he started, somehow he's able to, you've all seen them, holding the drink in his hand, fast asleep without spilling a drop. It's really very impressive.
Kevin, wake up.
And it's not fair to say that Kevin always falls asleep at parties. Sometimes he just naps. So there's one story, another true story. Kevin and I went to Africa last year, and we flew out of JFK to Dubai, which is like a 14-hour flight. And as soon as we reached cruising altitude, Kevin reached stage 7 sleep. Science is not known of this level of sleep. And we fly across the Atlantic, across Europe, across the Middle East. I've watched 6 movies. An old woman in front of me had a heart attack. Flight attendants are all around, and Kevin is still sleeping. Finally, and this is true, a flight attendant came up to me, and she said, "Is your friend okay?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "We have a lot of people die on these long flights. And he hasn't moved since I boarded. Can you check to see if he's breathing?" I swear to God, she said. So I said, no, he's fine. And the kicker is, a couple hours later, Kevin wakes up, and he looks at me and he goes, "Ah, damn, I can't sleep on airplanes." true. Absolutely true. And, of course, the scary thing, everybody knows Kevin's a pilot, so... You know how exciting that was for his passengers when he had to fly after 7 p.m. You know, so. Good evening, folks. This is from the flight deck, Kevin McCoy. I'll be your pilot tonight. We're now on cruising altitude, and if you look out the left side of the...
True story, dude.
But... Anyway, there is actually good hope, and maybe this is something that you can work on for the next 50 years. We did have a New Year's party, and Kevin, and you'll see pictures, proof, Kevin upright dancing at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right, Kevin.
And it is true that Kevin is about the most wonderful guy, the greatest friend. Between him and his banging banger wife, they're the most generous, gracious hosts you could ever have.
Hear the McCoys.
And the fact that you've only been awake for 20 out of these 50 years probably means you'll live to be 100, which is great news for all of us who love you, so happy birthday.
All right.
And now hopefully this slide projector will work and we'll see a retrospective of the entire life of Kevin McCoy in 4 minutes, so don't go anywhere.
All right.